Greetings, it's Ketsa back with another video, and I'd just like to cover this recent announcement that one of the world's largest providers of royalty-free music, Epidemic Sound, is seeking massive compensation to the sum of $142 million from the Meta platforms for multiple breaches, possibly 950 tracks or more, that are being illegally used, shared and streamed on Meta platforms. And this has brought up many copyright issues to the light in this relatively new licensing environment. So let's get into some of this. They estimate up to 80,000 videos illegally using music from Epidemic Sound are being uploaded across Meta platforms daily, and it centers around Instagram's features original audio and reel remix, which allows other users to rip the audio from a reel if IG's software does not identify it as being in their library. It automatically assumes the user posting is the copyright holder. Once this audio is ripped by another user, it can be stored in their library to be used again in future. However, if the track being used has been licensed by one user from Epidemic legally, and then multiple other users rip that track and use it, these other users would be in breach of copyright. This is called sub-licensing, and it's not allowed by Epidemic Sound's license. Then imagine again that a bunch of other users rip that music. This is where the issue arises. The Meta platforms have been accused of providing all the tools for this illegal use of music to actually occur. I know that recently Epidemic has changed their copyright management system to try and take hold of this situation. Which is fair enough, but how does that affect licensees' experience of licensing royalty-free music? Well, in some cases, it definitely makes the model very hard to deal with and manage. Remember, most people licensing royalty-free music are doing so for the cost, convenience and ease. Any further development of tracking software, etc. will come at great expense, most of which will most likely be carried by licensees. We can look at this review here. So somewhere there must be a middle ground to deal with these copyright issues, yet also not adversely affect users' experience so much that they choose to go elsewhere for their music. Personally, I've had my fair share of copyright infringements in my career, releasing royalty-free music. From illegal use to downright theft, I've had the fortune/misfortune of dealing with the lot. Firstly, from an artist's perspective, it's definitely upsetting when your music is used illegally. The majority of the time, it's not intentional. Many misunderstandings arise from the use of different Creative Commons licenses to release music, or the big difference between royalty-free and copyright-free. Search Ketsa music on YouTube or Vimeo and you'll see thousands of examples of my music being used illegally. Mostly though in non-commercial projects, so I've really stopped caring. Any blatant illegal commercial use though, I will follow up on. Most people are horrified to discover they use something illegally and will rectify by paying for a license or removing the uncleared music. Occasionally, I've had to hire a music solicitor to deal with bigger companies that have denied responsibility for using music illegally, and I've always won and received compensation. So really, there needs to be a better understanding by all content creators of the different CC licenses music may be released under and what those licenses allow you to do. It's only respectful to the artist to do so and to avoid any legal issues which could arise and hefty fines. Really, solving this issue would be relatively simple. Meta pays compensation to Epidemic and removes the rip function. However, will the artist's music that has been stolen and used by Meta receive compensation from Epidemic? I very much doubt it. The artists gave copyright control to Epidemic for their music, so why would they compensate their artists? There's no legal requirement to. Other solutions could be a partnership between Epidemic and Meta, but really, who wants another mega corporation deal? Never benefits the artist in the long term. What it does highlight to me is that I've never been happier to control the copyright to all of my library of music and to be sovereign over my art. I decide what happens with my music. If I'm uncomfortable with illegal use, then I can decide to pursue it. In a strange way, I'm also grateful for illegal use of my music. Big Instagram influencers have used my music, misunderstanding the license, but it's brought me traction and work. So sharing isn't always a bad thing. so long as it's legally cleared at the end of the day. Time will tell what becomes of this, but one thing is clear: royalty-free music and the demand for it is increasing all the time. So why don't you get in on the act? Come check the IMLC, imlcollective.uk. Come see what independent art and artists are all about. Thank you. If you like this content, like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.